This exchange establishes the volatile dynamic between John Ruth and Major Marquis Warren, revealing their shared history as adversaries. Ruth's statement about bringing desperate men in alive being a good way to get yourself dead foreshadows his ruthlessness and prioritizes pragmatism over morals. The introduction of Daisy Domergue as a dangerous and troublesome presence adds another layer to the already tense situation. Her immediate threat towards Warren highlights her unpredictability and potential for violence. The revelation of Chris Mannix's identity as the new sheriff of Red Rock throws a curveball into the group's dynamics. This unexpected twist introduces potential conflict and raises questions about who will ultimately control the situation. Warren's recounting of his fiery escape from Wellenbeck prison camp sheds light on his violent past and establishes him as a formidable and ruthless figure. This moment further complicates his relationship with the other characters, particularly Ruth. The revelation that Warren was responsible for burning both Union and Confederate soldiers at Wellenbeck adds another layer to his complex character. It raises questions about his true motivations and reinforces the theme of war's devastating impact on all sides. This dialogue reveals Warren's deeply held anger and resentment towards white society, stemming from his experiences as a black soldier in the Civil War. He accuses Chris Mannix of glorifying their shared past while ignoring the systemic racism he faced. This sets up a central conflict, the tension between those who romanticize the war and those who recognize its brutal realities for marginalized groups. This exchange showcases Warren's cunning and his understanding of power dynamics. He subtly challenges Chris' authority by questioning his claim to represent law and order while simultaneously hinting at Chris' potential complicity in past injustices. This exchange marks a shift in the narrative as OB, who had been passive, asserts himself and exposes the hypocrisy of those claiming innocence while potentially harboring dark secrets. It introduces an element of suspense and foreshadows the potential for violence. This dialogue reveals the complex relationship between General Smithers and his deceased son, highlighting themes of loss, regret, and the weight of family history. It also introduces a potential subplot concerning Chester's disappearance and its connection to the characters in the film. This exchange underscores the harsh reality of life in the Wyoming wilderness and foreshadows potential conflict as characters struggle for survival against the elements. It also establishes OB's role as a pragmatic and resourceful figure. This dialogue reveals Bob's disregard for Minnie's rules and hints at his potential for deception. It also creates a sense of unease as it foreshadows the possibility that Bob may not be who he claims to be. This dialogue serves as a subtle reminder of the constant threat of violence in the film's world. It foreshadows potential conflict between characters and highlights the precarious nature of their situation. This interaction reveals the complex relationship between power and morality. Oswaldo's philosophical reflection on justice raises ethical questions about the nature of law and order in a lawless world. This scene establishes John Ruth as a confident and pragmatic bounty hunter who prioritizes his own safety and the completion of his mission. It also hints at potential conflict between him and other characters who may challenge his authority. This scene introduces a layer of mystery and intrigue as Oswaldo reveals his connection to the hangman's profession and hints at his own dark past. It foreshadows potential violence and raises questions about his motives. This dialogue reveals Major Warren's deep-seated resentment towards white Americans, particularly those who oppressed him during and after the Civil War. It sets up his central role as a complex, vengeful figure who has used calculated manipulation to survive in a racist society. This exchange demonstrates John Ruth's growing suspicion of Major Warren and his control over the narrative. It foreshadows Ruth's escalating paranoia and his eventual confrontation with Warren. This moment shifts the power dynamic in the room, with Daisy Domergue revealing a hidden weapon and taking control of the situation. It highlights her cunning and marks a significant turning point in the film's escalating tension. This exchange reveals Chris Mannix's desperation and vulnerability as he is forced into submission by Warren. It further underscores Warren's authority within the group and his willingness to use violence to maintain control. This moment highlights John Ruth's internal conflict and the growing fear that grips him as he realizes Warren is controlling the situation. It sets the stage for a final confrontation between Ruth and Warren. A chill crawls down your spine as Chris, a viper in human skin, weaves his web of deceit. He preys on Joe Gage's prejudices, twisting his words like a knife, turning suspicion from Bob to an innocent Mexican. This calculated manipulation sets the stage for a maelstrom of conflict, a storm that will engulf them all. The air thickens with dread as Joe Gage, caught in Chris's web of lies and his own turmoil, breaks under the weight of it all. He confesses to poisoning the coffee, a confession that throws their world into utter chaos. The stakes are higher than ever, a desperate struggle for survival amidst the ruins of trust. A serpent whispers in the shadows, Jodie's chilling plan unfolds, revealing a heart devoid of mercy. His casual conversation about eliminating John Ruth and Daisy exposes the unpredictable danger they face, a dance with death played out on a precarious stage. The house becomes a cage, the walls closing in on them, a palpable sense of dread hangs in the air. Jodie's men, fueled by desperation, prepare for a brutal confrontation, their words dripping with chilling intent. A massacre awaits. Chris, a master manipulator, unleashes his ruthlessness. He twists Mannix's loyalty, turning him against Joe Gage, setting them on a collision course of violence. In this game of survival, there are no innocent bystanders, only pawns in Chris's twisted game. Bro Warren's eyes gleam with cold calculation as he drops a bombshell. Loyalty. That word holds no weight against the primal instinct for survival. He reveals his true colors, casting doubt on everything he has uttered before. A sinister smile curves Daisy's lips as she weaves a dangerous proposition. The power dynamic shifts on a razor's edge, leaving Chris and Warren caught in a web of manipulation and fear. A chilling new game has begun. Chris's face contorts in a silent struggle. The weight of Daisy's offer presses down on him, threatening to consume his very being. He recoils from the abyss of violence, clinging to the last vestiges of his humanity. A tremor of dread ripples through the air as the bounty on their heads is revealed. The promise of quick riches casts a shadow over every interaction, turning allies into potential betrayers. And Chris's accusations pierce through Daisy's carefully constructed facade, exposing her true intentions, a predator lurking beneath the surface. Trust crumbles, replaced by suspicion that seeps into every fiber of their being. John Ruth's lifeless body whispers a silent tale of betrayal and redemption. His final act, sparing Chris's life, reveals a complex history bound by duty and sacrifice. Chris's hand moves with chilling precision as he executes Daisy. The blood-soaked snow reflects his transformation, a cold and ruthless figure who embraces the darkness. The echoes of gunshots fade into silence as Chris reads Lincoln's letter, a poignant reminder of hope and innocence in a world consumed by violence. A bitter irony hangs heavy in the air, leaving us to ponder the true cost of justice. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.